So what are some of the foundations? What do you see like you're recommending for most of the people that come through the doors for you?
Most of the time it's going to be for digestive discomfort, gas or bloating that's really actually impacting their lives.
Yeah.
And it might be just kind of coping with life as well. So stress is everywhere.
Yeah.
Stress kills everybody.
So
Sorry.
I will just alleviate you and all your stress.
I am stressed right now.
I would say, like, I think pets show this even more in their bowel habits. Like our dogs, when they're really stressed out, it's like we got to deal with a lot more cleanup, and like they'll hold it in until they can't anymore. So it's like an extreme where humans can show that, but they don't understand where it's coming from.
A lot of times too, we accept these things as normal.
Yep. Oh, I've had the runs for a week, so it's just whatever.
I haven't used the restroom all day today, and I don't think I used it yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like even going through med school, like rotations, you just like wait, because they're like, oh, I haven't pooped in 2 days. I'm like, wait, what? Like that you can function like that? I would love to do that. Like that would be a great thing to have as a superpower.
Well, as a resident, you never ate, so it's like
I ate, but it was like in 5-minute spurts. Like put down
a bag of Cheetos.
Yeah, it's like put down as much food in the smallest amount of time possible.
Yeah, so a lot of digestive issues like gas, bloating, or just dealing with menstruation. A lot of times that should be a non-event.
Yeah.
But women often experience things like cramps or acne before their cycle, or some emotional aspects of that come up. So I mean, it's really just kind of these baseline discomforts that most of the time we just write off as normal.
Yeah.
And, once you start going into that wellness journey and realizing like our bodies are really supposed to be quite efficient.
Yeah.
And working with itself, like, you eat something and you should be able to digest it well.
Yeah.
So it's just seeing people for...
Yeah, and understanding part of that too is like, that's why we keep on, we always talk about like don't eat processed foods, and the more complex stuff you're going to put in your system, the worse your digestive issues are going to be, because like your body's going to be like, what the hell is this? Doesn't know what to do with it. And like, I don't know, like when you look at a box and it's got 20 different things on there. And I think one thing someone told me that's good, or like it's probably on some YouTube or reel, is like, if you don't think your grandmother ever used it to cook with that, then don't eat it. So
that will limit you though.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to start like looking.
Well, I limit what
I do too. I'm saying, but it's not practical for a lot of people, especially with how much processed stuff is available and so easy.
So you're telling people to choose the process?
No, it's just make your decisions. Like if you can afford to get a less process, it's probably worth the money. Like, but some people just can't.
Just keep like that processed stuff to 5 to 10% of what you're actually taking in. I think like it doesn't have to be all the time.
Some people can't afford that.
Yeah,
unless they have a garden in their backyard or whatever. Those are actually like practical things that will take you like 2 hours more a week that you could potentially do that, whether like you're in the Northeast, Southwest, or anywhere in between.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about Ayurveda is that it really just opens your eyes to what are the different options here.
Yeah.
So maybe you do live in a food desert.
Yeah.
Maybe there isn't fresh food within 5 miles or 10 miles, or maybe you don't have a car to drive to the closest store.
Yeah.
And you're just faced with Circle K or Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So what can I do that's going to really set me up for success here?
Yeah.
Even though the cards are stacked against me.
Yeah.
Ayurveda just really brings it back to the simple basics.
Okay.
Multitasking is hard on the body.
Yeah.
Eating while driving is hard. So if you have the option to have your Jack in the Box in the car or at the restaurant, go sit down and eat it.
Yeah.
Breathe while you're chewing.
Oh, yeah.
Really chew your food.
Yeah.
So that when it enters into your GI tract, it's already mostly broken up.
Yeah.
Your mouth has already done the hard work. So it's a little easier on the digestion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Digestion's mostly automated. You don't have to think about digestion. Like your body knows the process.
What are some of your like foundational supplements or herbs that you like see recommending the most out of anything?
Well, it kind of depends on, again, where we're at with that
Yeah.
client. So what do they have access to?
Yeah.
Most of the time you can just open up your spice cabinet and, like cinnamon, for instance. It's really great for circulation.
Yeah.
And it's a sedative as well. So if you're feeling a little anxiety, make yourself a cup of cinnamon tea.
Yeah.
Just boil some water and sprinkle it in. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah.
You can set yourself up with different spices and even the delivery method is going to be tailored to your specific needs too.
In what way? What do you mean delivery method?
Yeah, so if
The vehicle is the food type or drink?
in Ayurveda we call that an anupan, which means carrier, and maybe that's hot water, maybe it's a pomegranate juice, and depending on do you need this to stimulate the gastric enzymes inside your body so that you can digest.
Yeah.
Maybe you're using it before a meal. Maybe you want it to help you eliminate better. So you're sprinkling the spices on your food. So the method can be calculated based on time or different carrier, or even if it's topical, choosing a different oil.
Why is pumpkin spice lattes the fentanyl of middle-aged women right now?
Maybe it's psychological. I mean, it is so comforting, isn't it? I mean, when you think of pumpkin spice, anything spice, just to me, it says, I'm going to give you a hug. I'm warm and loving and kind, and I'm just going to,
I would think
I'm going to warm you up.
For men, I don't know if like
I would think
there's
the
a female
opposite.
male thing, because I'm like, pumpkin spice, I want it, and then I have it, and I'm like, I hate
What's the big
this.
deal?
I'm like, what's the big deal? I'm like, why do people love this?
I'm not that big.
can't-
Like,
Oh, no, I can't
I
do it.
like pumpkin, but it's never a flavor profile I go after.
I mean, we
Spice,
are
I definitely understand.
we're a highly marketed to society.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But
somebody's telling you over and over again to buy it.
But it's got to be like a reciprocal thing with like how big it's become, where it's like, it's
Oh, yeah,
pumpkin
3 months,
spice weather.
pumpkin spice,
It's
yeah.
like in Scottsdale, it's like, it's under 100 degrees. This is pumpkin spice weather. And like, the leaves are turning. It's like, our cactuses have no leaves. But get your scarf on, run to Starbucks. We're going to grab a latte today.
I hear you. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on matcha? Do you use matcha a lot in your in medicine?
Matcha is, what are my personal thoughts? I don't tend to drink it as often.
Yeah.
I know it's made from green tea leaves.
Yeah.
So we've got a little bit of a boost for caffeine in
Yeah.
there, and it has some health benefits associated with it as well.
Yeah.
I know a few of my Ayurvedic teachers, if they're drinking matcha, it's always going to be complemented with a few other spices in there as well.
Yeah.
But no, personally, I don't drink it as often.
Yeah. No, because it's become a big thing, and everyone's like their matcha latte.
You got to be
and
careful
matcha,
what you
matcha,
say
matcha.
because the matcha army will come after you.
What?
The matcha army. They can
Yeah,
be
I think
kinda
their
brutal.
slogan is like, keep calm and matcha on.
I heard it has a lot of caffeine in it, so that's the funny thing.
It's like
keep calm.
100 milligrams or something.
It's
So
still
it's
more
half
than a
of the
cup
coffee.
of coffee.
Yeah. No, it's less than
A
coffee.
cup of coffee is 80 milligrams.
Oh, you're not drinking strong enough coffee.
No, I'm just saying like
Yeah.
standard coffee or
Yeah.
even a shot of espresso. One shot of
I'd
espresso is
have to
80 milligrams.
fact check that. It's not very high in caffeine. It's not gonna give you much of a boost. So, So what spices would you add to your matcha if you were going to have matcha?
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
some
It's just
cinnamon,
like,
maybe
I
some
drink
nutmeg.
matcha.
Yeah.
It's like I add cinnamon
Yeah.
to everything.
Yeah. It's always hard to just mix matcha. It seems like that powder never mixes well with anything. So,
No, you just drink it on top of whatever. You're not boiling your water hot enough.
yeah. So, so like talking longevity wise, what, do you have spices or herbs that you use for like people that come in for longevity and better health?
Yeah. Typically, I'd love to start out with like more lifestyle practices, but just to answer your question and not leave you hanging, Shilajit is a really wonderful traditional Ayurvedic, I would like to say herb, but it's really like a mineral complex.
Yeah.
It's something that's found on the Himalayan mountains. It's like a mineral resin.
Yeah.
And it's really builds the tissues, builds the blood. Chyawanprash is another really traditional Ayurvedic formulation, and it's actually made from 40 different herbs. Okay. One of the top ingredients in it is amalaki, which is also known as Indian gooseberry. Yeah, and that's really good.
I'm lucky.
Yeah,
so, like I'm lucky.
I'm lucky. I am lucky.
I'm lucky. I'll take.
It's
some more
really
of this.
high in vitamin C. It has like over 400 times more vitamin C than an orange would.
Oh wow!
So it's
That's
really
a lot.
it gets
An orange has a lot.
It has a lot.
You probably kill any virus you have. Right?
Absolutely. And it's delicious too. I mean, it looks like black tar, but it's like a jam. Yeah. And you can mix it in warm milk. You can eat it straight off of the spoon. Okay. Put it on your toast. And it's so gentle, even though it's so powerful, that traditionally women would give it to their children. And especially like, this time of year when things are getting passed around more. Yeah. The weather is changing. You just want to stay on top of your immunity.
I got to get some of that stuff for my kids. Oh, they keep on getting sick. Yeah.
It's better than airborne.
So it's amalak.
So the formula is called Chyawanprash. Chyawanprash. Mouthful to say. Yeah. But 40 different herbs. Yeah. And I'm starting to see these products in normal health food stores like Whole Foods and Sprouts now. Yeah,
Sprouts. I love Sprouts because it brings some like up and coming stuff. Like I find amazing stuff in there, and it's much better than like it has a lot more like natural products than Whole Foods. Like especially when you're digging into like herbal medicine and stuff. I think they have quite a bit of stuff in there. I don't know how you feel about it.
No, I haven't even noticed that. Yeah. That's really interesting though.
Yeah, because even more recently they have like their longevity aisle, which they have like senolytics and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, they're getting all into like the whole supplement world and adding, I think, to their.
It's good they're carrying that stuff. I mean, it's just good business. Just try it out. If it doesn't work out, you can cut back.
What I love about theirs is they also have like Sprouts has like a whole aisle of like up and coming stuff that like, they're like just startups, and they have like some amazing like products that you can just try out.
What sucks is like if you like it and it disappears, you're just like, damn it.
Well, there was the protein bar that I tried to invest in, and they actually now carry it, but it went out for like 3-4 months, and I was ordering it online, but like now they have it back on the aisle.
It's similar to like when we went to med school in the Caribbean. They were just like, oh, if like your favorite cereal is carried by the local supermarket, grab as much as you can because it probably won't be there in 2 weeks.
So you talked about like you were hitting on lifestyle changes, and what are some of the major lifestyle changes that you talk to people about?
Changes. I don't know.
Or changes, or what do you recommendations?
Lifestyle recommendations.
Well, one of the things that I really recommend to people is just slowing down. Yeah. I would say that movement really ages you. Yeah. And I think I've heard it a few times in the Ayurveda world that mental movement will age you faster than physical movement. Yeah. Not to say that you want to be absolutely sluggish or stagnant. We do need a little bit of movement here and there, but Just, you know, we live in a society where we are taught like burning the wick at both ends is great. The more you do, the more you invest in, the more entrepreneurial roads you're running down. I mean, just keep going. It's the rat race, right? But it's really, if you think about like the myelin sheath is there to protect you and keep things running smoothly. It's like a lamp cord, I think, that just, it's like frying. And so if you don't have that cord around the wire to protect from all that friction and movement, that cord is just getting...
So I think our cords as physicians is like pretty short. Like I think we burn it like all the time with like a torch instead of just a small flame.
Waking up early, going hard, long hours.
Yeah, and it never ends. You don't go home and you're like, all right.
It's not a cushy job either. It's hard work.
I know it's something most people don't realize. Like it's actual hard work, not just mentally, but physically too, most of the time. But for people that have a high-paced lifestyle, they need to get certain amounts of things. Like, what can they incorporate into their daily habits?
That's a great question. And one of the core concepts of Ayurveda is kind of understanding what your own specific body constitution is. So the person that you are describing is a Pitta person. And that means that out of the 5 elements, they're going to have more fire in them. So they need that drive. So to tell them to kind of slow it down might not sound very appealing for them. But even if they wanted to go out and do a little bit of moon bathing, drinking coconut water in the summertime, just adding a little bit of water element is going to be really soothing for them. So go visit a waterfall or listen to the soundscapes at night with the water running. I mean, you can really find something to balance that fiery nature within you that's not going to take away from what makes you as a person. But when you start noticing like all this heat is making me a little bit more agitated or angry, you know, it's starting to tip the scales now. We're a little bit more imbalanced. Not to say that heat isn't good in and of itself, but just kind of take note. And once you start to see that imbalance coming out to where now physical symptoms are manifesting. Now you've got the IBS going on or the sinus headaches. So just kind of taking it slow and easing
cold
down.
Cold plunge.
Stay away from the hot yoga for sure. Cold plunge is a good idea for that person. And we love oil massage in Ayurveda. So you would recommend a cooling oil like a coconut oil for that person.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good to know. It's
any type of massage.
Yeah, I know.
No matter what element's firing up right now, I need to go get a massage.
I got one this weekend, so set for a little. Well, the little ones don't let you get away from it, so.
It's true. Or you just got a massage and they get you all tensed up, running after them.
That's where I learned a lot about Ayurveda. It's like one of the masseuses started talking about it, and I started researching it and learning more about it. And she was like running her own thing, so I was like, all right, it was pretty cool. And like now we kind of see reels where like, you know, there's, I don't know, it's this guy's more Chinese medicine, and he tells you like the different things to combine to like help with gas, bloating, or like immunity and stuff like that. So like little pointers and things that you pretty much have at home that you could pretty much put together and just get the health benefits out of.
Yeah, I mean, these systems of medicine came from, they're called folk medicine because they're medicine of the people. It's accessible to anybody. Yeah.
So what do you recommend for someone that's like high stress and like to calm, you know, to kind of get themselves calm? Is there, like, we talked about cinnamon, but
sounds like they're high on fire, so they should go in the backyard and have their wife hose them down. Yeah. I think that would be the best bet.
Well, you
I'm
bring up
reaching out. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, you bring up a good point. I mean, if it was caused by fire, but that's the thing is with Ayurveda, everybody is unique.
Yeah.
So what's causing that stress in the first place?
Yeah.
Is it something that is mobile? Then let's bring in that stable element. Let's bring them a heavy weighted blanket or put a nice fluffy cat on their lap.
Yeah.
Are they stressed because of health issues? Then let's focus on that. But generally for my stress, I love to turn to the nervines. So what are the nervines I like? Would it be funny if I said cinnamon? Well, I really like nutmeg.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice.
Yeah. No, I don't drink pumpkin spice tea at night. But now that you're mentioning it, I just might try that.
It fits in there. Like I know, like my wife loves nutmeg, cinnamon, pumpkin spice. There's a lot of like what we throw into fall flavors.
Making a milk and you're just
It's just more comfortable in the East Coast because it's cold. Over here, it's a lot different. Over here, it's like
I
don't need
associate a
something
lot.
warming.
I associate a lot of that with like warm liquids.
Yeah.
It's just like you can only drink warm liquids like 2 months of the year over here.
That might be another reason too why stress is happening for you. Cold drinks.
Yeah.
Cold drinks are like really constricting. You know, they're constricting the blood vessels, and so you need that healthy blood flow. So maybe I drink warm drinks throughout the whole year, even in the heat of the summer.
Yeah.
My drinks are usually made on the kettle, put in my thermos so they stay warm all day long.
Yeah.
Sprinkle a little salt, lemon, jaggery, which is a non-refined non-processed sugar.
Yeah.
The sugar helps you be able to take the water into your cells. The salt is going to help you. You can find jaggery usually at the Indian grocery mart.
Okay. No, because I'm all about cold. Because if it's liquids, I drink at an absurdly fast rate.
Yeah.
Like it started with beers in undergrad, but I'm like, I don't need to spend time like drinking this. So even when I get up, my caffeine drink to start the day is like 2 to 4 shots of espresso on ice,
over ice,
just so I can I put it down in like 10 seconds, like that minimize the amount of time I needed to take to intake caffeine.
It's a good strategy. I mean, there is a little bit of a learning curve with wanting to drink a warm beverage in 115 degree heat. I didn't just do it and start automatically loving it. But once I noticed that it was helpful for my body, it was a little bit easier. You know, drinking smaller sips of water throughout the day that's warm is going to actually hydrate your body better than drinking a full cold glass of water. And your digestive fire is a fire. So if you're dousing it with a big cup of cold water, you're really not doing yourself any favors.
And how about breathing exercises? Are you guys big into breathing exercises?
We're big into that, for sure. Ayurveda.
We love them. So
What's your favorite?
box breathing is mine.
I love a good box breath.
I do the 4-7-8.
That's the
I think
that's
very
pretty much
similar.
the box breath.
And that one's just so easy to remember.
Yeah.
You don't have to be specific. Like, was it 5 counts or was it 8 counts?
Yeah.
As long as you're kind of like making that.
Yeah,
those
it's
numbers.
usually like the first 3 to 4 cycles. You keep the numbers in your head, and then like just realize you can hold your breath longer. You can slow things down more, and as you do that, like it slows the body, like just the process, like your body.
Biggest nerve stimulation.
Yeah, like you're like, oh, okay, I realized I was tense in my forearms or calves or like upper back, and like you let that go, and you can hold your breath longer. Not that the point is to hold your breath, but it like slows you down. And the main thing I realized is like even when I was like in great shape, like wrestling in undergrad, when we dipped underwater, I couldn't hold my breath for like 30 seconds. And then it was actually at your house, just like went underwater and like just played dead. So my face was underwater and it was like over 3-4 minutes because just like the breathing, slowing down the metabolism of the body and like how your muscles and all your tissue like uses that energy, was able to like, okay, I don't need all this. I can slow it down, do less work rather than like just doing work for kind of like for living.
And there is a school of thought in the, yoga world that talks about how when you're born, you're administered a certain number of breaths, and that's all you get. So if you are slowing down your breathing, you really are increasing the length of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I'd like to come back with, like something we always trace and talk about, is resting heart rate. It's like there's got to be some type of correlation with the number of heartbeats that you have in your life. There's going to be some weird outcomes where somebody has like an early heart attack from like whatever reason, but like for most people, they probably have a very similar amount of like heartbeats to their lifespan. If they live a healthy life, they're most likely going to live to, let's say, whatever, 100 heartbeats, even though it's like, that doesn't make sense. But like, so your resting heart rate, like the range they give you now is what, 60 to 100?
That's a lot. Well, 100 is high.
100's high. I would say 60 to 90 or 60 to 80.
But either way, even 60 to 90, if you're talking about 60 to 90, that's 30 beats a minute, and multiply that by 60 minutes, multiply that by 24 hours, and then a day, a week, and it gets exponentially out of hand. And not just that factor, that's resting heart rate. If your resting heart rate is 70 compared to 60, when you're active, and I'm not saying like working out, like you're just walking from here to your car or something, if your resting heart rate's higher, the amount it shoots up from when you get from a sitting position to walking is even higher than that. So that's another exponential factor where like your heart beats so many more times, where it's like, okay, you're being lazy, you're not moving around, so everything, every part of your body being lazy is stressing out your heart even more. Because then, like, okay, my resting heart rate's 70 instead of 60. That's not much of a difference. But when I'm moving around, instead of shooting up to 100, it's shooting up to 120. Just because I'm walking, my body wants to move.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like talking about chronic stress. It's like chronic, even small bits of stress throughout your life that you don't even recognize, that you got to just try to figure out where you're chronically stressing your body, whether it's with work, whether it's mental or physical. You don't want to just have that chronic stress where, like, you know, these marathon runners, they look like they're the healthiest people, but they all die early because they're like chronically stressing their body.
Some of them do. Some of them live longer than other people.
Not really. Most of them die early. Most of them, it's chronic stress.
I always said running marathons is not a healthy thing.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to get that data.
Yeah.
And interesting to get the data too on the heart rate and comparing how does that equal to your longevity. An interesting concept in Ayurveda is the pulse diagnosis, and a person with a kapha constitution, interestingly enough, that's the person with more earth and water in their body, so they are a little bit more sturdy and stable in general as a person. And they do have a slower resting heart rate than a Vata person.
Did you say kapha?
Kapha constitution. So that's a person who's two main elements. We all have all 5 elements in our body, but the 2 most predominant elements in a kapha constitution are earth and water. And as you can tell, like those would just be more stable than, say, air and space.
Yeah.
More stable than fire. Fire is volatile and moves a lot. So these are the healthiest people according to Ayurveda, and that's wonderful for me to hear, because I grew up in a world thinking like skinny was beautiful and healthy, but it's honestly the people who have a little bit more reserve are a little bit more healthy. And I see that with my own parents. My dad has always been really sturdy and slow to think, slow to walk, slow to talk. And as they're aging, I mean, he looks like he can go for another 30 years. And my mom she's always been a sharp thinker.
Yeah.
And really good at figuring things out, and just a little hot-tempered. And I'm seeing her start to decline a little bit more now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say that even with heart health in the medical research, if you're a type A personality, like you're more likely to get a heart attack. And they've published research on that. So it kind of goes like hand in hand with like kind of like how intense you are. You probably have a certain amount of energy to spend in your lifespan, so spend it wisely. And if you don't need to spend energy, like just sit back, like
Preserve, recover.
and just
Yep.
think through like, okay, what like the whole mindfulness aspect.
Well, it's that increased cortisol level.
Yeah.
That continuous increased cortisol level is not good. And I think that's where, we look at our HRV or heart rate variability as physicians. I think that never goes, it's supposed to be high and it's very low for us.
Yeah.
Other than if I get in my bed and set it to like 50s and it totally like cools you, but you can't sleep that way.
Yeah. It's maybe like
freezing.
1 hour at a time.
Yeah.
At most. But yeah, and I think it's stuff that we do that's like unaware of what you do is like, it all makes sense. It's like calm your body, calm your mind. It's you have a certain reserve, and the best way to motivate yourself to like not like overdo it is think of it as you have this glass of reserve for your lifetime. It's not like, oh, you took a huge gulp now and it's done. It's like, no, you have some left. Just use it wisely, because you just went bonkers for like 10 years, 20 years, going through school, getting your career off, getting stable. It's probably like most middle-aged people that might listen to this podcast be like, okay, best advice we can give is like, take a step back. Like it's
Well, in the physician role, you're, like for us, we can do that, but like a lot of people are employed nowadays and it's turning more and more to that. So they almost can't find a way out. And, where we talk about burnout and they're just, working for some private equity or big
system.
firm.
Yeah, you're stuck in the system, so you have to keep this going.
Yeah.
I don't know. At some point, you got to step back and just be honest with yourself. Like what's good for me, what's not. How can I change my?
Well, and that's why people
habits.
are stepping away from medicine. People that find their way to be away from it, and once they lose a lot of people have already lost their passion by the time they're in burnout, and they're just doing it because sometimes they're the breadwinners. Yeah.
Just less people interested in medicine.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and just to bring it back a little bit, there's really nothing wrong with going hard. And you said earlier, like, just make sure that there's a recovery plan.
Yeah.
It's okay to drink the water as long as you know that you can fill it up again. It's when you're starting to borrow against tomorrow, that's when you know you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we see ourselves mirrored in nature so frequently with Ayurveda, and that this concept here is like there's going to be a certain part of the plant's life where it's growing more and it's growing more beautifully. There's, in the very beginning of its life, it's stuck in the ground and it's just gaining all these nutrients, but then all of a sudden it blooms. And when you are young and you're establishing your career, that's the time to do it.
Yeah.
It's okay to go hard.
Yeah.
But just, take that step back and recognize when you can and if you can before it's too late. And if there was a PSA to just like say, hey, you can get stuck in this trap. Just surround yourself with people, surround yourself with like listening to these types of podcasts that just help you see those lights, those red lights.
Whether it was we're young or like, I think the tides have kind of changed on sleep because like sleep wasn't held as important. It's like, because
I slept a ton. I slept a lot. There were some times, this is before med school and I was a slacker. I didn't need to be up for anything. I worked in the restaurants, got out at like 1 or 2 a.m. I still slept like good 12 to 14 hours a night. It's just like,
but that's also not good for you. But
no, I know. Yeah. But I was just like, I was quite young. Like this is like in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And then it started shifting with med school. Yeah. And then now, like being over 40, it's like, I have to optimize for bed. Yeah. Like doing something dumb or like that doesn't need to be done and it's 9:30. I'm like, there's no need for this. I got to go to bed. Yeah. And not because I need to wake up. Like I was telling you, like this weekend, just like the first time 3 days in a row, I got over 8 hours of sleep. I got up Monday. It was just like ready to take on whatever. And just that type of weekend will give me enough energy to roll. Even if I'm sleep deprived for like a few nights throughout the week, I can probably roll for like a good 3-4 weeks just from that like fuel I've built up over that weekend of getting like adequate sleep.
I know you might have slept, but like before, like people would talk about like you only need 4 hours of sleep or 5 hours of sleep, but that's not many people that can shift and run.
There's a genetic mutation that certain people with that mutation only need 4 to 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
It's not me.
Yeah.
I can be pretty functional with like 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night for like 3-4 weeks. Like get into that 4th week, I'll start getting more like burnt out.
Yeah, I can't do that on the regular basis anymore. I would before when we were in residency, but now it's like, because some nights you can like, as long as I hit my deep sleep, and sometimes you can hit your deep sleep and your REM sleep needs in 5 to 6 hours of sleep. But some nights you need 8-9 hours.
Right?
Yeah. Some nights you do need that 8-9 hour span of being in bed and recovering to be able to hit anywhere even close to an hour. Yep. With the Oura Ring, it's not accurate, and that's why I compare this to my bed, to my like watch to see like which one's, like average between the three to
closest
see like
to how you feel.
Yeah.
But it is nice, like your sleep score is a 97. I'm like, yeah, that's the placebo effect. I feel good. Like I had a great night.
I don't. Yeah. All right. I don't stress over it, and that's what at the beginning you do, but like you got to just calm yourself down and be like,
it's good to keep track of like certain markers. Again, resting heart rate variation, like amount of deep sleep versus REM sleep. Like if it's not happening, you got to try something different.
Yeah, the main thing is like to make sure, like 90 or 80 to 90% of the time you are hitting that 4 or 5 cycles of your REM deep light sleep. And then, like one night, all right, you didn't do that. That's fine. But like you want to approach like 80-90%, just try to hit that, and that's what I look at. I'm like, all right, if I didn't hit it one night or 2 nights, I'm like, all right, I'm not even paying attention. I'm just going to bed at like super early.
And a sleep routine is so important as
Yeah.
well. I mean,
Yeah.
it can affect, even if you have 10 hours of sleep, but you just crashed after going, and then
Yeah.
all of
Yep.
a sudden your head hits the pillow and you don't wake up for 10 hours. That's
Yeah.
not as restful as if you set yourself up for sleep with dimming the lights a little bit earlier and taking away some of that stimulation and just calming the mind and preparing the body for sleep.
Yeah.
And I also think that like a good sleep routine starts the morning that you wake up.
Yeah.
It doesn't start at 6 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely true. It's consistency. If you don't have consistency, it doesn't matter. Oh, I got like 10 hours of sleep and I got like 2 hours of sleep, but I got like 10 hours of sleep like 3 times this week. It kind of, that's actually like backwards. Having like a stable routine before going to bed and being able to go to sleep at a similar time every night, that's a very simple thing a lot of people can do to help themselves out. They're like, okay, my sleep alarm went off. Like, this is like, set it to like 9 o'clock because you want to get like wind everything down, calm everything down, and be able to go to bed by 9:30 and fall asleep before 10. I think that's realistic for a decent amount of people. One thing a lot of people overdo is, whether it's Ambien or even things like natural stuff like melatonin, they don't realize that you're inhibiting your body's inner ability to make those compounds.
One of the best ways to induce melatonin is by looking at the sun first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Your body starts producing melatonin right away first thing, not right before you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exposing yourself to natural light is going to be such a better way to get that melatonin than taking a pill.
Yeah. And then if you take the pill, it inhibits your body's actual ability to do that. So
why should I make it if you're just going to give it to me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So people fall asleep, but they'll wake up and then not be able to fall back asleep. So
yeah, and I think that's a good talk about like the nervous system too. Like you have to have a solid, healthy nervous system to be able to not only fall asleep, but to stay asleep.
Yeah.
And if you're waking up to the slightest noise or movement or even shift in temperature, I mean, that's a barometer right there for you. Like, maybe I need to take a little bit more time to recover and relax the body. Maybe I'm a little too high strung.
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, we both have like the heat and cooling mattresses that, kind of keep us pretty asleep. And it tells you, it's like, if you try to change the temperature over time more than 3 degrees, it's like you don't want to do. Yeah, you're gonna wake up because it's too much of a temperature change for your body to deal with.
Even 3 degrees, that's
yeah,
like,
it's like once you go like 4 degrees or something, that
You're surprised. And then sometimes though, like if you wake up and it's like your typical cool like temperature you have every night, and you wake up and try to fall asleep, like falling asleep and staying asleep is completely different. It's just like 30 minutes over there, like this is
freezing.
like
you don't
like
want
lying on cold ass rocks, and like there's just like this is supposed to calm me down. Come on, calm me down.
my heart rate was so low last night.
have you guys ever heard of the term of the sleep divorce?
No.
Sleep divorce is like a new kind of up and coming popular thing because our co-sleepers are terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, mine snores. I have I'm like, I love you, but I don't love sleeping next to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come to bed late and you're on the phone, the backlight. I can feel it in my body, even though my eyes are closed. And when you're not settled, I'm not settled.
Yeah.
So sleep divorce is wonderful.
Yeah.
Sleep in 2 separate rooms.
Yeah. There's like some people even like put tape on the lights from the TV, like the little light.
That little blue light.
From the power. Yeah.
Rather than divorce, like just come up with an agreement where like, this is when we're going to try to get into bed. Like, this is when we're going to sleep. You don't disturb me. I don't disturb you. One thing with the sleep divorce, I had I call them $1 million ideas because they're really good ideas. They can make $1 million. They probably won't make any more than that. Is my wife would constantly pull the blankets and sheets over her, where it's like just pulling it off of me.
Yeah, you have like a tiny corner.
And so I'm like, I can just make a comforter that's like a conveyor belt. So no matter how much she pulls this way, it gets pulled around, and it just keeps me covered the whole time. And she can be happy pulling the comforter, and I'm always covered. I always thought that idea would make me about $1 million. No more, no less.
That's pretty brilliant.
Conveyor belt bed.
Yeah, my wife always comes to bed like super late, or she passes out with the kids, which we usually.
I also feel like I'm way more quiet if Sarah's asleep than Sarah is when I'm asleep.
That's a
It's
problem
just like,
too. Yep.
I think I've seen some memes about it. It's like just like I'm like.
It's like when you're laying down in Shavasana at yoga class and somebody knocks over their Yeti.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to relax here.
Yeah.
I think it's standing.
Well, my dog's the worst. My dog's like, I don't know.
no
She hears noises and she's a tiny dog, but then she'll come up and expect me to get her back to sleep, you know? And I'm like, dude, you just woke me back up.
Pets can be just as bad as a partner.
Oh, yeah. Probably worse, I think.
Probably worse.
Our pets are good. You should have trained her properly.
Yeah. And it's more me. Like if I get out of bed, she jumps all over me. My wife, she leaves alone. But
the one bad sleep habit I have that I constantly got to remind myself of, it's like if I wake up and it's like 3 a.m, I'm just like, don't look at the screen. Don't look at the time. Don't like, cause then it's just like,
then it's like 2
look
hours
over
later.
or then like bring up like Twitter or Instagram. It's like so just looking at garbage too, like not gaining anything. And like once I've looked at the screen, that's it.
It's over.
Yeah, I'll be lucky to fall back asleep. Not to mention within an hour.
And the algorithms are probably like, let's give them some of the worst.
This motherfucker is awake. Let's go get him.
Yeah. But it gives you like the worst stuff. It's not like nothing congruent and ADHD, and you're like, I got nothing out of this.
And for some reason, you're like, I still have to watch
instead of like during the day, you're like, oh, this is good stuff. At night, it's like all garbage. It's almost like when you used to watch late night TV and it was infomercials.
Juice.
You know, it's almost like that. Have you like ever remembered what you've looked at?
No.
I think the algorithms when you wake up in the middle of the night are like the worst.
They don't show anything about your friends.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, try buying this thing. And here's a random person.
Yeah. Trying all new stuff. And you clicked it, it's going to show up during the day too. So
I try to share that with all my friends.
I think we're getting pretty close to like, you know how like when you say a product and then all of a sudden it's all over your feed.
Yeah.
So pretty soon when you're dreaming about a product,
you don't
and you
even
wake up in the middle of it.
Now,
you don't.
You're like about to look for
about
something. It's like Amazon.
It's like, I saw your eye movements. I know what you're
dude,
wanting.
like one of the worst things was I was like,
just send it to my door. Stop this.
Our shower was clogged, and like I got all this infomercials about like the clogger thing, and I'm like, I was just thinking about it, but I'm like, how did I even know? Like, I didn't even check for how to unclog it or anything.
Gotta love big data.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very helpful.
I'm like,
I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I'm not as much of a pessimist as most people, but it is scary. It's
like, same, but you can't get away from it, so you might as well embrace it.
Like the worst case scenario, you have the Terminator, but if the Terminator shows up to like unclog your toilet or like, I noticed you have extra dirty dishes. Oh, thank God we came here.
But we
I was
both
hoping for you.
Bought the Ray-Ban glasses and we loved it, but like then everyone scares you. They're like, oh, they have, you know, the camera's going to be on all the time and they'll get all the data where you're at. And
I didn't
like
stop
all of a
using
sudden
it because of that. I
kind of stopped using it. I was like, that's kind of what I was like, with my little kids. I'm like, because I used to wear it mainly like when we were out with the kids to just video record them. And like, then I'm like,
I would definitely not get kids involved.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. You never know what they're looking at.
Yeah. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.